feel like quite a big win?
Oh, it's a big one for us. Excuse me, got off to Dyson, who was fantastic throughout the game, gets us a goal from really nothing, and continues to play brilliantly during the course of the match. It was tough. I thought if there had been a hangover from Falkirk, they didn't show it. And they come out and they played. Pitch is just immaculate, absolutely brilliant pitch, and they've got one or two players who definitely can play a bit. So I felt in the first half, after we got the goal, obviously striving to try and get the second one, and it was a wee bit like basketball. We had possession, maybe lost it, they pick it up, and it was like that, or it seemed like that there for about 15, 20 minutes.
How much of a boost is it to have Dyson sort of form going into the run-in?
Terrific, really. I mean, that's, excuse me, last week he gets a goal from nothing as well too, just closing down. But his closing down is amazing, really. Even in the 85th minute, here he closes somebody down right in the corner. Right, sorry, about 15 yards from the corner, and that's in the 85th minute. His goals are. I thought he was brilliant. So I'm pleased the one that he missed was actually offside. So otherwise I would have killed him. But no, you couldn't have done that today on him.
Martin, but the standard they set last year, I think a lot of people were saying maybe tailed off a wee bit this season. But what is it that's brought it to life again?
I think, it may well have been, that maybe that move to the Bundesliga may have affected him at the time. Maybe he thought he was all set up for it, or so I believe. I wasn't here, but only picking up from what I've heard. And that obviously, I think, maybe thought he had done his job here and felt, well, maybe I deserve to go into the Bundesliga. And then when it didn't happen, and apparently it might even have been about 11th hour or something against here, of course, be a natural disappointment. I'm only putting that out to it. It may not be that at all. But he's come roaring back. He's great, and he deserves any accolades that have been bestowed on anyone for the last 2 weeks. He certainly deserves them.
Martin, is that precisely the kind of pressure you wanted put on Rangers and Hearts before they play tomorrow?
Well, we've won, which is important. If I was asked the question beforehand, would if you could win, take advantage of it, then you see how things develop. Of course, I'll watch the games tomorrow, but at the end of it all, you still have to win the game. And because we've won, I think that let's have a look. But for us, I think the mindset has to be that we cannot afford to drop a point. And that was, excuse me, that's what was pleasing about today. That eventually, at a stage when Falkirk made it 2-1, it's the game's in the balance. So we got the goal and saw it through.
Martin, there's been tons that's gone on off the pitch at points this season, but there seemed to be a very concerted effort within the stadium today of a show of unity and collective drive to sort of take you towards this title.
I agree with you. I think that obviously the support we got, vocal support, was terrific. I thought they stayed with the team when there were moments that I thought that could have that anxiety that I thought that we showed for a little period of time on the field of play could have spilled over into the crowd, but they stayed with us, which was fantastic.
Martin, is Kieran okay? There's quite a
Yeah, Kieran was. I'm hoping that he'll be all right. I think that he's come off it. I think from the knock, I think he recovered, but it was just the general fatigue with him, I think, is still causing a bit of a problem.
Good goal from him as well.
Great goal from a very, very fine player.
How do you feel with it to get Alistair Johnston on the pitch?
I thought that was amazing. So obviously he's very, very popular here. Excuse me, and there's reasons for that because he must have done fantastically well. So that was very encouraging. I thought he did fine when he came on, and I know this week's training will bring him on again. So that's and he's itching to go.
Man, do you feel momentum, fans back inside, injured players coming back at a good time, might have found form? Do you think everything is coming together at just the right time for you?
Well, good point. I think that we've got a tough task next week So, and honestly, we can only treat each game as on its merit, really, and that's all it is. I think that we've battled. We've been battling strongly. I think we showed some fine play today. Made some mistakes in the game, which could have been costly. I thought there was a little period for 10 or 15 minutes, maybe less, where I thought it looked from where I am. Remember, I'm negative. So it looked as if we were losing a bit of control. I thought that Falkirk played through us a few times, but I thought we got a grip of that. And I think the introduction of I know it was only for the last 15 minutes, but I thought that Alex brought a calmness to us at the end of it, just settle us down again, and take it on from there. I'm talking about Oxlade Chamberlain, you know. So, but in terms of your point about the momentum, I don't know. We're still a long way from home.